42 tons of poison gas moved through a sleeping city at midnight. The factory had 6 safety systems. That night, not one of them worked. Every single failure was a decision someone made on purpose. Bhopal, India, December 2nd, 1984, just before midnight. 500,000 people lived within breathing distance of the plant. Union Carbide built the factory in 1969 to manufacture pesticides. It produced 7, a carbamate insecticide used across Indian farmland. The key ingredient was methyl isocyanate, MIC, one of the most reactive chemicals in industrial use. MIC is extraordinarily volatile. Add water, and it becomes a weapon. Even a small amount of water starts an unstoppable exothermic chain reaction. The reaction generates enormous heat and pressure almost instantly. The gas is lethal in parts per million. So the plant was designed with 6 independent safety systems, 6 separate ways to stop a disaster. A refrigeration unit to keep the MIC cold, inert, and stable. A vent gas scrubber to neutralize any escaping vapor with caustic soda. A flare tower to burn off gas that got past the scrubber. Water curtain sprays to knock down any toxic cloud that reached open air. Tank alarms, pressure gauges, temperature monitors wired to the control room, and a public siren to warn the surrounding neighborhoods if all else failed. 6 layers, each one alone could have prevented a catastrophe. By December 1984, the company had disabled them all. The refrigeration unit had been shut down months earlier. The official reason was to save on electricity costs. The coolant had been drained entirely. Without refrigeration, the MIC sat at ambient temperature, 20 degrees Celsius, 4 times the manual's recommended maximum. The vent gas scrubber had been placed on standby. Its circulation pump was switched off. No caustic soda was flowing through it. The flare tower had a connecting pipe removed weeks before for routine maintenance. No one ever reconnected it. It could not burn anything. The tank alarms had not functioned in 4 years. The pressure and temperature indicators on the panel were faulty and had never been repaired. The water curtain sprays lacked pressure. When tested, they could not even reach the height of an actual gas release from the stack. And the public warning siren had been switched off. Management worried it would cause, quote, undue alarm in the surrounding neighborhood. None of these failures happened at the same time. They accumulated quietly over months. Each one was a separate, signed-off, cost-saving decision. 70% of the plant's workers had been fined, not for breaking rules, but for refusing to cut safety corners when management ordered them to. In 1982, Union Carbide's safety audit flagged major concerns at Bhopal. 10 separate items were listed as critical. The company created an action plan, then never sent a follow-up team to verify it. By '84, every condition had deteriorated again. A local journalist named Raj Kumar Keswani published a series of investigative warnings in the Bhopal press. Nobody with authority read them. His headline translated roughly to, "Wake up, people of Bhopal, you are sitting on the edge of a volcano." It ran on the front page. Nobody acted. The plant kept running. And on the evening of December 2nd, a routine pipe washing operation began. Workers were flushing iron oxide residue from pipes near the MIC storage area using high-pressure water. It was a routine procedure. A critical safety device called a slip blind plate, a physical metal barrier meant to seal the pipes during washing, had not been installed. The maintenance supervisor responsible for verifying that step had been laid off days earlier. His position had been deleted from the payroll to cut costs. Water moved through the unblocked pipes, past leaking valves, and into tank E610.
The tank held 42 tons of methyl isocyanate. The reaction began immediately. MIC in water, exothermic, violent. The temperature inside the tank climbed fast and did not stop. By 11 p.m., operators noticed a pressure spike. The gauge read 10 psi, 5 times normal. Some reported stinging in their eyes and throats. They assumed it was a routine small leak. At the Bhopal plant, small leaks happened all the time. They had become part of the job. Inside tank E610, the pressure was still rising. The temperature passed 100 degrees Celsius, then 200. The MIC began to polymerize and expand. The concrete casing around the tank cracked from the heat. The safety valve opened, and 40 tons of gas vented straight into the sky. The scrubber could handle 190 pounds of MIC per hour at design capacity. That night, 40,000 pounds per hour poured through it. The flare tower was disconnected. The water curtain fell short. There was nothing left between the gas and 500,000 sleeping people. At 12:50 a.m., someone finally triggered the plant alarm. Workers inside the fence evacuated, but no public siren sounded. The neighborhood stayed dark and quiet. MIC is heavier than air. The cloud did not rise. It sank and rolled at ground level through the narrow lanes and low doorways where families slept. People woke choking, eyes burning, children gasping. Thousands ran barefoot into the streets with no idea what was happening or which direction was safe. Doctors at local hospitals were first told the gas was ammonia, then phosgene. When they finally learned it was MIC, they had no antidote and no protocol. Within 3 days, at least 8,000 people were dead. Most of them had been asleep in their beds when the cloud reached their homes. By morning, trees near the plant stood bare and white. 2,000 animals lay dead in the streets. The gas had settled into the soil, in the water ground. In 1989, Union Carbide settled for $470 million. Divided among the victims, that came to roughly $500 each. Warren Anderson, the CEO of Union Carbide, was arrested in Bhopal and released on bail of $500. He boarded a plane home and never returned. In 2001, Dow Chemical purchased Union Carbide, and with it, legal ownership of the Bhopal site. As of today, it has still not been fully cleaned. 6 safety systems, every one of them disabled to save money. The people who made those decisions never spent a single day in prison. Somewhere tonight, in a factory you will never see, behind a fence you will never cross, someone is making the exact same calculation.